See? What's up? That's my friend Sebastian. That's right. Now we going on a sunrise that we actually gonna see today. We went earlier. There we go. Okay. That's it. A little windy. Right. So what I was saying, I had this patient. She was in her early 20s, 21, 22, I think 21. Her name is Stephanie. That's okay. We can say the first name because I'm recording, and that's okay. But she was there with the pancreatitis because she was drinking. She had just like me, she had a drinking challenge. She started earlier, so that's a dangerous path. Started so early. She has a lot of real estate, as they say. She got a lot of path in front of her, and she starts so early. Very detrimental. In any case, we were talking. She got discharged, and we stayed close. And I was sharing things with her, my own experience with sobriety and all this. Then she relapsed, and and she and I were still talking. Ultimately, she ran away. It's been maybe 2-3 months since she hasn't responded, and I text her once a month. This is what I normally do. Say how you doing, and no response. That's okay. At least it doesn't look like she blocked herself. So we were talking about Socrates, talking about the truth of the existence, the meaning, this and that, like deep stuff. Meanwhile, she told me she can't sleep at night. So I thought to myself, why are we talking about Socrates and that and she cannot even, like, she's not well. We skipped very many stages. She needs to be well first, because she can't understand what I'm saying anyway. Her brain, she kept arguing and just being a bit arrogant. She's 20 and I'm 50, and she don't know 90% of what I'm saying. She has no clue, but she's arrogant, and she's a good-looking female, so that gives her so much wisdom. Only sideways. How beautiful. So I hear that the sleep is a challenge. Yesterday I was at my office. I had 10-12 patients, as I mentioned. 70% of them had that challenge because we are pulmonary, so we deal with sleep apnea. So they come to us thinking that it's possibly a sleep apnea, which in most cases it's not. It could be a little component, but most of them just can't sleep because their brains, and very few recognize that. Very few. And when I mention it to them, they look at me like, well, no, that's not it. So, well, it's stress. No, there's no stress. So, sure.
Turn off the TV, get rid of the phone.
That's just the beginning, but they do that. A lot of them know just a small little. You wanna go? Let's go that way. Cause see how it's pulling us. It's pulling us to the south. So I know where I gotta be. I gotta be to the left. So I tell you something, because I'm curious. When I ask you this question, first let me ask you, see what you're gonna answer. When you, maybe we spoke about this, when you stay up at night and you can't sleep, like you said that the brain is on, what is it that you're thinking?
Could be work. It's like a jumble of thoughts.
Okay, work.
Work.
But work, you see, work.
What people have said throughout the day. Like,
I'm sorry?
it's like old conversations. Like there's a lot, and I notice it too. I'm like, all right, stop obsessing about something that happened.
But like in a way of like what? Like say you and I have we have quite heated conversations.
Yeah.
But let's say
Like it's happened before, like that one time. It said something, and then I had to like think on it. But then, like at night, I was still like in that reflective mode, you know, like
about what you and I spoke.
yeah, I forget. It was something. I can't remember what it was, but it was just like,
Must be important.
yeah. And then I was just like, you know what? It was just that. That's why it's like it's at the end of the night. You kind of have to do like a brain dump and just be like
Brain dump.
change your perspective.
Remember how you said to me a brainstorm. Look at the expressions you use. Brain dump, brainstorm.
Well, let's just get your thoughts out.
But I would love to say calm. I would love to say tranquility, peace.
Use the right verbiage.
Yeah, because dump and storm sounds like a pretty stormy dump.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is something different. Because the thoughts at night, not to say too much about the thoughts during the day. They've done research on thoughts. We have 70,000 thoughts during the day. 90% of them, huh?
I probably have about 80.
You know, I calculated. If we have 60 seconds in a minute, we have 24. Well, let's say how many hours? We have, let's say 16 hours times 60. That is 16 times 60. That's 48. That's 90. That's 100. Let's say 100. Right? 16. That's 1,000 minutes. Am I right? 16 hours, 60 minutes. That's 1,000 minutes. 1,000 minutes. That's seconds. Is 60,000 seconds, right? Approximately. So that's a thought per second. Pretty crazy. I don't know if I have a thought per second. So let's say 30,000. Doesn't really matter. It's a lot of thoughts. And 99. They say 90, but I think it's 99% of them are delusional. Because they don't oh, look at the beautiful. See, this is a beautiful thing. We gotta pause and like give respect and love to this. Look how beautiful. It's a little higher than. Here comes the sun. Na 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 na. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. You know that song? Yeah, Beatles. Have you heard Here Comes the Sun? Here comes the sun. Da na na na. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, stormy winter. Little darling, it has been years since it's been here. It's a beautiful song. Look how lovely. We are pulling to the south, my friend. We gotta go left. We gotta go toward the sun. I'll be there. I'll be to the left. So think about this. 60,000 seconds. I'd say maybe a couple of 20-30,000 thoughts. 99% of which are distorted thoughts. They don't represent reality. A lot of them are most of them are in the past. Some of them are in the future. Very few are in the here and now, which are almost not happening. So we should.
I've noticed the difference too when you like change that perspective.
Quality of thoughts.
Quality, yes, the quality.
Because that's what.
It's a shift to where you're like almost like in your body versus like in your head.
Exactly. You feel your body. You feel what you feel.
Everything. You're like connected to everything. It's like it's a beautiful thing, but it's so hard to stay in that state.
But we're not used to that. As Tony Robbins, you know Tony Robbins, you heard of him, right? Yeah, he says, and he's not the only one, that we are programmed for a million years to look for what's wrong, because we are not at the top of the food chain, never been. We're like in the middle at best. Even a canine can, a cat can inflict some serious damage on us. A little cat. And then we're pretty helpless in terms of, so we always look for danger. We got the fear going on. So like 70% of our brain, or 80, is designated to look for problems. So we are like, what's the problem here? Always. Never what's the solution. How do we run away from this? Escape. So what I was saying is this. The thoughts during the day are garbage. But at night, when the person should sleep, I'd say by definition, every thought that enters the person's brain at night is by definition a fucking, it's a crazy thought. It's an irrational thought because it shouldn't be there. He should be sleeping. So any thought. Yesterday I had 2 patients who denied waking up, but they had a terrible sleep, and I feel that because doctors should be asking, one of the first questions, how's your sleep? Because that's something that people cannot really mess with consciously. It's just there. People can deny all they want. Oh, I'm great. Oh, I'm this. But how's your sleep? I don't get a good sleep. I wake up tired. 2 of them told me yesterday. I wake up exhausted, 6 to 7 hours, and I'm exhausted. And now I see the lady, she's full of pimples. Yeah, but oh, and she's married. She has a good marriage because it sounds like she loves her husband. And I tell her, she's so much headache to look at them. It's cold in the room because he likes it cold. I said, well, can you compromise a little bit, get it a little warmer? Okay, maybe I'll ask him that. I said, well, you can try sleeping in a different room. Many other patients say, we realize we sleep in a different room. She goes, no, because when I'm sleeping in a different room or when he's away, I'm even worse. I mean, okay, so that's you know, she's close to her husband. She likes to be close to him. But I think he's messing with her. Well, because why is she not feeling well? If the husband is really loving her, she should be the healthiest woman alive. Huh? How what?
Asking those follow-up questions, like what's wrong, how can I help you?
Me?
No, her husband.
Well, the husband, see, the thing is this, if a couple is in love, they're the healthiest people on earth because each one gives the energy to the other. We gotta go to the left. We're getting pulled. So what I was saying is this, these thoughts are by definition irrational. So I'll share something, I share it with them, and I'll share because most of them cannot admit how irrational these thoughts are, and the actual thoughts are very difficult to admit because they sound crazy. Like what you said does not sound crazy because you're not sharing, and I'm not blaming you. It's just a natural thing. People don't want to sound crazy to other people. So what I do is I share my thoughts. Because I spent 4 years in a sleepless stupor, and I had it freaking to a point of suicidality. I was suicidal because I didn't think I was gonna ever be able to sleep. It's scary, huh?
That was me 6 months ago. I was up for 2 weeks straight. I must have had power naps. I want to say, like you know, it's like detoxing. It was other rough things. I got like 30-minute naps. I looked at the clock. I'm like, can I even sleep? I gotta blink. What the hell?
But I'm curious to ask you. This was 6 months ago, and see,
I was getting off of alcohol and all the other stuff.
And so you were drinking.
Well, I took like the same thing. I couldn't sleep, so I was taking like 2 bottles of wine.
Wow.
A bunch of Xanax and Seroquel, and couldn't sleep.
I'm sorry. So then that helps you sleep?
And that was the only thing that could get me like her off, I guess, back then. So then like.
And you were where were you living at this time?
I was living with still here. Living with her.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So what changed?
I just didn't want to be. I didn't want to do that.
I'm sorry?
I wanted to try to like make a change, like quit drinking, quit. I was vaping. I was doing, like cigarettes. Even like, what Suboxone is?
Suboxone, yeah.
Yeah, I took that in the daytime because like my dopamine was so low. Like, I was just yeah.
We're gonna be right back. This is getting heated.
Yeah.